Welcome into Fantasy AI. Moving on. All right, welcome back to the computer room today. We're going to be looking at the backup plan. What's your backup plan for running back? All right, are you going to take your backup? Possibly take someone else's backup. So let's get started here. Here entering the field today are some of the people that are going to be on today's show. The Fantasy AI Data Center Backup Locker Room. Alright, we're going to be moving them on. So let's get started here. So you know the simple plan. You make a big investment in that lead back. You want to take a backup to make sure you don't lose your investment totally if something happens. Like an injury or a hammy, out for several weeks. Got Kyren Williams, maybe you want to take the backup there and get Blake Corum, right? Christian McCaffrey, take Elijah Mitchell. Get that backup, right? Well, there's the other plan, more aggressive plan. Is you have an investment in your lead running back you took. Well, instead of you don't take the backup, right? You take someone else's backup. All right, so then you can double down, swing for the fences, right? We're going to play it aggressive. All right, so if you're in the traditional, you've got your lead guy, and something happens to him, maybe out for a couple weeks, well, then you do get the backup that you have. Maybe you took him a little too high. Who knows? But you get looking at maybe 80 to 90% efficiency because normally the backup isn't as good as the lead back. That's why he's the backup, right? Well, with the other scenario, if you have your backup or your lead guy and you got someone else's backup and something happens to Kyren Williams here, well, you're not only got your guy, but you're picking up a 20, 30% more efficiency here because you're getting someone else's lead back on a good team, right? But he's going to be replacing some of these not so great guys on your team, maybe like Zeke, or you got Jerome Ford early, some filler here that you got, and you can replace them with this exciting guy on an exciting team, right? That scores a lot of points, like Blake Corum there, right? So you get that? So you want to do the more aggressive plan if you're in a tough league. Now, if you're in a simple league, you're winning all the time and it's mom and pop and you can pull one over, well, then you don't have, maybe you get by with the other. But hey, if you're in a tough league and it's hard to get there, swing for the fences, right? Get that aggressive plan going. So today we're going to look at the AFC top running back backups. The NFC I did on last show, so if you want to check that out, go ahead. See some of the ones in the NFC, but today we're going to be looking at the AFC ones. So let's get started. Who's up first? We're going to start up with Baltimore and Justice Hill, right? Justice Hill, you're saying, what? Well, he's a backup, right? So let's take a look at their team. Derrick Henry, right? So he's the lead back. They got an 11th schedule. That's pretty nice. And Lamar Jackson running the show. Got some good passing schedule. So this is going to be a top team. So what about Justice Hill here? I got him ranked as the number 2 right now. All right. So you can see he's been around. Gus Edwards is gone. Dobbins is gone. All these. He's the one that's left. Him and Keaton Mitchell. But hey, there was talk about cutting him. So this is what's going to be good. Let's see what happens in preseason on this team. Stay tuned, right? So they could save a little money if they cut him. But hey, right now, like I'm saying, that's all they got. They're down to him and Keaton Mitchell. But what's up with Keaton Mitchell? He got in last year, had that explosive game. Everybody knows him. But, John Harbaugh said, hey, Mitchell knee won't be ready for the start of training camp. Right? He's on schedule for recovery, whatever that is, from his ACL that happened late, week 15 last year, right? So, hey, we got to watch that preseason and see how that goes and how that comes out. But right now, if he might start on the PUP list, if he starts on the PUP list, then it's Justice Hill, and that's the only game in town. If Keaton Mitchell's locked out to week 5 or 6, something happens to Henry in that first week, well, it's Justice Hill. All right, coming in at number 10. Moving on, how about Ray Davis in Buffalo? Right? Buffalo's one of the top scoring teams. As obviously, I'm sticking with people on good teams. Because in Buffalo, you got James Cook. Something happens to him. Well, they got another one of these AFC teams with not a great schedule, 28th. But then that passing schedule's tough for Buffalo this year. So, kind of might be a down year for Buffalo. But hey, if something happens to Cook, who's coming in? Ray Davis, right? Who's he? Well, he's from Kentucky, obviously, Wildcats, but he had 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns last year. Big back. 751 of his rushing yards came after contact. All right. So, and the Pro Football Focus has his 3.18 ranked 12th in the nation out of the after contact. So he can be bowling through and knocking some people over. But there's Ty Johnson is lingering here in the third. Detroit and the Jets have chose to move on from him in the past, and I guess we're going to choose to move on. We're going to take Ray Davis there, and Buffalo as the good backup, right? So moving on. How about at number 8? We got CEH. You're holding your nose. Well, a lot of people are. He's not even ranked, you can see, but definitely fits the bill. One of the best teams, right? Kansas City. We got Pacheco up there, number 1. And he's great. But if something happens to him and that number 12 running schedule, pretty nice on a team that's going to be scoring, well, it's CEH, right? He's been around for a while. 2020 was the first round pick for the Chiefs. A lot of excitement there. Hey, Chiefs declined to pick up his 5th-year option, but they brought him back on a 1-year deal, so they wanted him back. He wanted back. Get another Super Bowl. Why wouldn't he? But 4.2 average his career there. Has 1,800 yards, so it isn't like he hasn't done anything. These are guys that have been on the team. That's the current backup. You got this Ingram here. They picked him up as a cut. Excuse me. But I mean, hey, he hasn't made a lot of noise. They finished 104th last year. So you're getting CEH for nothing. Finished 59th and didn't get in the game last year, obviously. But 1 or 2 times he did. That 15 points when he did was the focus. But so number 8, we have CEH. Sticking with good teams. Ooh, what about the Jets here and Braylon Allen? Who's he backing up with the Jets? Well, Breece Hall. Now, I don't love the Jets' schedule. Here's another team in the AFC, 26th schedule. But Aaron Rodgers is back. Got Garrett Wilson over here. We're hoping that things are going to be up for the Jets this year. And if something happens to Breece Hall, who's stepping in? Braylon Allen. Rookie. Got no stats on him. So, well, he was a 4th rounder. He's going to be the youngest player in the NFL next year. Yeah, I'm sure people have heard about him. He's got 35 touchdowns from Wisconsin in 3 years. 3,500 yards there, too. He's built like a tank. Going to come in and start knocking some people over. He gets in the game. So another good team. He's a backup. You're going to get him for free. All right, all of these guys so far, hey, you're not paying nothing for them. This is your last pick, So be aggressive. Take someone else's backup. Imagine if he gets in the game, right? Be rolling and bowling right through people. All right, what about Madison? Another one you're like, what? Well, he finished 36th last year. This is for Vegas. Not so great a team. But maybe the path to him being number 1 there isn't as tough. Right, we got Zamir White. First of all, we like the 13th schedule. Right there. Zamir White, he's going to be the top dog there, I guess. We're assuming. Look at that last 4 weeks. He did pretty good. All right, but hey, you know what? He's not very proven. He's got 4 weeks under his belt, and he rode the bench behind Jacobs. So, what about Madison? Well, early on, he did some scoring up there, and then they replaced him. They tried with Akers, they tried with Ty Chandler. They tried to keep replacing him, but hey, he had 700 yards, been around as a backup for a while, and he gets in the game. We're looking at him going to be getting in the game. They have this guy here, a rookie, but backing him up, but I don't see them going that. So anyway, and especially if this is a couple short terms with that 13 schedule, if the couple short term things, if he got in the game, he's going to be the guy. You're getting him for nothing. Finished 36th. It isn't like he hadn't got anything, but that's a stash way in the back. Something happens to that other guy, or he isn't doing as good. Zamir White doing as good as they think. Hey, someone to have around. Been around. All right, next up we have Vidal. All right, from the Chargers here. Chargers going to have a rough year maybe, but I love the fourth schedule. But a 31 passing schedule, new coach. Not much going it off our wide receiver here. But you got Gus Edwards leading the crew here. Had all those touchdowns last year. Whew. Well, that was Baltimore. And how good is the Chargers going to be this year? Got that hard passing schedule. You got a new coach coming in, new offense they're going to be learning. But Gus Edwards is up first. J.K. Dobbins. Here he's the backup initial. See what it says here. He says, I'm 100% now, Dobbins said, of his health status. So he's saying he's 100% coming back. Now, the injury-prone thing, this is him, the injury-prone thing will be gone, out the window again. Right there in his own statement. Out the window again. So it's about the third time around. So unproven, just very risky there, him being the backup. Guess what? So we fall all the way to number 3. And this Vidal, he comes in hand-picked, right? They drafted him. New coaching thing coming in, they picked him. Now, you might say, well, they picked those other 2 out of free agency. But that's from what's available here. They had a wider palette to pick from. So, 6th-round pick. Second in the country with yards after contact. 1,000 yards after contact. I think I heard him compared to MJD. Maurice Jones-Drew. Ranked 7th in PFS overall grades at running back. They got him late, but that doesn't mean he's no good, right? So they've already got him ranked 49. So the cat's a little out of the bag. You're not getting him as free. I don't like that 49th ranking, but I love the schedule. And Dobbins, I'm surprised he's ranked 45th. People are going to trust him. And Gus Edwards, 32nd. Woo! You're going to get somebody here cheap. So I don't know. I don't want to reach for any of these. Let's not be reaching for him and wasting draft capital when you can get the next guy on the list and he might be better, right? Next on, we got Jalen Wright. You're saying, with Miami, the number 1 offensive team, right? Well, you're saying, well, wait a minute. What's his path to the game? You got A-Chain and Mostert to get through, right? Got Devon A-Chain ranked 13th, finished 22nd last year. Got Mostert here ranked 2nd, they got him ranked 27th. So there's 2 guys to get through. Well, this is the number 1 offense. And just right there you can see a number 1 offense produced a number 2 finisher and a number 22 finisher. So the way I look at this is Jalen Wright here has twice the chance of getting into the game. One of those 2 guys get injured, so you got a chance of 2 guys getting hurt for him to get in the game and get significant points. That's a little out of the bag on him. He's not free. He's ranked 55th, but that's next to free. Depends on how deep your league is. But, so what about him? You can see, well, he's a former Tennessee Volunteer, boasts 4.38 speed. One of the best college profiles coming out of college. Natural fit for Miami's run-based, zone-based run game. 1 cut and gone. All right, so he's ready to go if he gets in the game here. And you got double the chance of him getting in. So he's good. You don't always look at it, there's 2 in front of him. Hey, there's 2 people could get hurt. So he's an exciting one to take there. Moving on, how about Chase Brown and the Bengals? All right, well, he was there last year. He finished 66th in fantasy. Now, I'm a little worried about it. They got him ranked a little high. I don't like this 39th. That ain't free. I like free. So I might take a chance on one of those other guys because I don't like spending anything. But you can see he's a 5th-round pick out of Illinois. So he got really noticed, and why I think he's ranked 39th, and some of that was last year. He had that blow up a little bit on Monday Night Football, to help him win the game there. He stays in these people's minds, the rankers, consensus rankers. 42 carries over the final 6 games. Was getting some action late. So, doesn't have a lot of proven track record there, but Zach Moss is a little question mark there, I suppose, coming in. I mean, had a great start. We all know that until Jonathan Taylor took over. But middle of the road schedule here. On a lot of people like Cincinnati. Pretty good team. So not much else there, Trayvon Williams. But anyway, that's Chase Brown. Moving on. How about Dameon Pierce? Currently ranked 0. So you're getting him free. They don't even have him ranked. Finished 46th last year. All right? So, I mean, people are down on him, of course. So, 4th round pick out of Florida. All right, he was let's not forget 2022. He started 13 games, had 222 rushes. It was kind of a surprise that year. Not real surprise because they had him ranked up, talked him up in the preseason. But the big thing right now is it's good to be in condition. The coach says, which he is. So what you get out of that is kind of a hint. Last year, excuse me, when he disappointed a little bit, maybe he wasn't in the best of conditions. So, and the coach further says, we're glad to have DP here. He's going to be a big part of what we're doing here. All right, coach speak. So Joe Mixon's going to be the focus. I mean, you see him, they bring him in, look at all them points, you know. So obviously Joe Mixon will be the focus, but you have Dameon Pierce here, ready to come in. A little further down, you have this Jordan, 5'10", 193 pounds. Not an imposing player. I don't think that he would obviously take over. It'd be Pierce with a track record, experience. He would be coming in. I mean, picture that. Joe Mixon gets hurt. It's one of those 5 prime time games Houston's going to be on. You know, so you'd have Dameon Pierce to slot right in. Something happened to Mixon for 2 or 3 games. But, all right, let's move on to the top one. Who do we got top one? Jahleel McLaughlin. Oh, all right. Well, with Denver. Yeah, not one of the best teams. Actually, one of the places, but we love that 3rd place schedule. McLaughlin get in there with that 3rd easiest schedule. You know, Javonte Williams. This is 4th time around on him, isn't it? Keep waiting. So just keep waiting on him to do something. But we got McLaughlin here. He looked more explosive than in his rookie season. This is OTA speak, coach. So he's looking good in OTAs. Had an impressive 5.4 yards per carry in 2023. A more coach speak. I don't know if there's anyone who's worked harder. Supposedly he's getting to the practice first, showing up, weight room there all season. He's doing everything he can to get in there. All right, so he had some good. Look at those. Hey, he was the waiver wire darling week 4 or 5 last year. 6. I mean, everybody loved him last year. And then kind of cooled down after that. But he's capable, has a track record. He gets in there with the 3rd easiest schedule. We like that. All right? So we're going to keep an eye on him. All right, moving on. That's all we got here. So if you're liking what you're seeing, please hit that like and subscribe button. All right, even if you don't, hit that like, subscribe button. Separate buttons. But all right, and this is where I like to fill my shorts. Warning, this is a rapid repeat. Gonna go Fantasy AI with your top 10 AFC running back backups. Justice Hill for Baltimore. Got to find out what Keaton Mitchell's up to in preseason and see how that knee is. How about Ray Davis coming in for Buffalo? If he gets in the game, he'd be something going on. How about CEH for Kansas City? We don't love CEH, but we love the team and the situation there. How about Braylon Allen? He could get in the game for the Jets if something happens to Hall. Madison, we don't love the team, but hey, got an easy schedule. And Zamir White isn't that proven. How about Vidal and the Chargers? Handpicked out of the draft. He could get in the game. How about Jalen Wright for Miami? 3rd on the team, yes, but number 1 team. 2 guys in front of him, 2 get hurt and possibly get in the game. How about Chase Brown for Cincinnati? You know, Zach Moss isn't that proven in front of him. Okay, real highly ranked though. Dameon Pierce comes in next at number 2. Yeah, he's got a track record and pretty good. Something happens to Mixon, he's in the game. And McLaughlin could get in the game. Could be the number 1 there in Denver. Easy schedule.